Welcome to another edition of General Driving. I'm just driving from Catford to Coney Hall. So if you just watch how I get along, just coming out of someone's driveway now, so I'm going to peep and creep. That means go extra slow and lean forward and have a look. And I'm slowly going to move onto the road, onto my side of the road. As you can see, I'm entering a 30 zone. If you look at the top left sign, I'm going left at the end. Mirror signalling, sign on the floor as well. So what you do here is you turn it in slightly. So when you're turning left, you kind of do what the curb's doing. When you're turning right, you do what the line in the middle of the road is doing, the hazard line. So I'm going to turn left and keep behind these two buses, because that's the position you should take. You should only be in the right lane when you're turning right or overtaking. You don't want to get too close to the vehicle in front of you. Especially seeing as the floors are still wet. The bus is eventually going to stop. I'm going to move it out now. Mirror signalling now. I'm just getting ahead of the game here. So they're going to stop. If you look at the first bus, it's about to start indicating. There he goes. See, I'm just getting ahead of the game. I can stay in the right hand lane because there's parked cars just a bit further up, so I'm going to stay here. Because if I move back over, I'm just going to have to come back out again anyway, so it's just a waste of time. So it's kind of rush hour. The schools have kicked out. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. Just turn my lights off. Now normally I'd move back to the left hand lane, but I'm going to turn right soon, so it's pointless me doing that. I'm keeping a good distance from the vehicle in front of me. You're looking at about 4 seconds in the wet. And if you watch my previous videos, you'll see how to calculate that. All you want to do is subscribe to get updates on my latest videos out. Like I said, we are allowed in the bus lane, the left-hand lane, until 4 o'clock. But that's not every lane. That's not every bus lane. You've got to check the times yourself. I'm going to choose the middle lane here, because the right lane goes right. I'm not going right at this set of lights, I'm going right at the next set of lights. So the left-hand lane goes left and straight, the right-hand lane goes straight. Sorry, the middle lane goes straight, the right-hand lane goes right only. So I'm going to drift it out to the right-hand lane. I'm not going to get too close to this car next to me because he may change his mind or get the positioning wrong. So I'm just going to hold back a little. Because sometimes they do, you get the positioning wrong. May not mean to, but it doesn't stop you having a problem. So the easiest way to stay in your lane is not to go over the lines. So when I say not to go over the lines, I mean the line to your left and to your right. So if you look at this van in front of us, the line nearest him each side. If you don't go over them lines, you'll be in your lane. It's that simple. So they've got what's called a filter light. Can you see on the left hand side there? Just the bus, let the bus go past, you'll be able to see it. That's called a filter light. It's filtering the traffic through to straight ahead. We've got one ourselves, that's why we're not moving, which means when our light goes green, it's going to be a green arrow, and the cars coming from opposite, the oncoming traffic, will have to wait. So they'll have a red light when we get our green arrow. So this is known as Peter Pan Pool, home base down in Catford. Going up to Beckenham Hill Road towards well, towards Beckenham really, and it's basically a test route for Bromley Test Centre. There's the arrow. So this is a 30 zone, but then goes into a 20 pretty much straight away. So if you look at the sign here, we need to be doing 20 before the sign's hit. I know it's not nice, and it's not easy doing 20. 20 is probably the hardest speed to do, but we're gonna have to stick to it. And you're gonna get a lot of people jumping in front of you, like this guy here, and people going around you. You can't really blame them because the speed limit is a bit slow, but if you want to pass your test, you'll stick to it. If you want to keep your license, you'll stick to it. As you can see, the waters are really bad everywhere. It's been raining hard for the last few hours. If you do come across any puddles and you have to go through them, then use little gas. Keep the gas, because you don't want the water getting into the exhaust, so you want to keep the gas going. If you're in a manual car, use first gear and try and just keep the revs high, and then when you come out of the puddle, just test your brakes. So use your brakes a little, not harshly, just test them a little, like normal stopping, just to make sure the vehicle's going to stop safely and it, you know, that hasn't affected your brakes. Must be some sort of roadworks going on. As you can see, we're going into a 30 zone. So it's at this point you would start doing 30 if you could, of course. So it's 20 right the way up to the sign, and then after the sign is 30. So you don't start accelerating as soon as you see the sign, you start accelerating more when you go past the sign. And it's the other way around when you're going towards the sign. So if you're going into a 20 zone and you from a 30 zone, you want to slow down to 20 before you hit that sign, because you want to go past that sign doing 20 miles an hour, because that is 20 zone. I don't think I'm going to sit this traffic through. I'm going to find a shortcut and go that way. Unless it's not that bad. Let's have a look. Oh, it's right. It's okay. That's a green arrow. We're going to just wait where it says when the red light shows. Green light shows wait there. See these signs that they put here, that when wait here until green light shows, they're not always in the right place. So you don't go right up to it, because if I went right up to it, then I'd be stuck behind the lights, struggling to get round. Because look how close they've put it to the lights. They should have put it a little bit further back. So what you do is you use your own initiative. You don't go right up to it. You leave yourself enough space, and you've got to think about large vehicles coming through as well, like buses and lorries and stuff. Have you left them enough room to get past you? So don't, but also don't inconvenience yourself. So I like to change. There you go. Check your right mirror and move it out. Let's go. Don't forget it's a 30 zone, so don't forget the speed limit you saw last. Straight back over to your side of the road. So we're going down a hill now, so we should really start using the brake gently. We just don't want to go too fast. So we're keeping it at 30 miles an hour. There we go, there's a puddle down the hill now. It's not too bad actually. But we'll slow it down because it is actually illegal to splash people. There's a roundabout coming up. There's a sign for a roundabout and a crossing. The crossing's before the roundabout. So we can slow down for both at the same time. We're going to go straight ahead at the roundabout. Let's give way to the right. No one's coming, they're turning left, so it's okay. Even if they weren't turning left, the people coming from opposite would have been blocking them. Therefore, we'd still be able to go. All roadworks. Here is a bit difficult because you get the junction and the roadworks. So you want to be careful you don't block the junction. So I might start braking now. I'm going to keep rolling actually, because then I will not be blocking the junction. I'm again first in line. Again, I don't get too close. But I have to get a little bit closer than before because there's someone right behind me. And if I don't get closer, then he's going to be stuck in the yellow box. But I'm still okay. If you're wondering why my camera's at an angle, it's and I put it at different angles all the time, it's because I keep taking it down, putting it back up, and I'm not doing this to be professional. I'm doing this as a guide to help people to be safer drivers and to understand the road better and to help them pass their tests. I'm not doing this as something as a professional website or a professional YouTube video. It's just a little guide to help you. As long as you can see what you need to see, what I'm seeing, then that's all that matters. So as you can see from the distance, it's a red light. So there's no point in me carrying on gas because I'm already doing a good speed to start slowing down. Staying in my left lane because basically if you're not being told where to go, then you're always continuing the road ahead. So if you look at the arrows on the floor, known as road markings, you'll be able to tell what lane you should choose. Usually it is the left-hand lane. It's not always the left-hand lane, but most of the time it is. So again, we're going to keep the left-hand lane. So we don't follow people when it comes to turning left and right. We only follow them when it comes to slowing down, speeding up. But only speeding up when it comes to doing the speed limit, up to the speed limit. This is Beckenham High Street. It's a bus stop I'm going over, so you don't need to avoid a bus stop. So there's a green light, but it doesn't mean you're going to make that green light, okay? Because there's a lot of cars in front of us braking. The bus is turning right. The bus has to give way to oncoming traffic, so the chances of us getting through that light are quite slim. It still could happen. As you can see, it hasn't. So stop here. The fella in front of me is slightly over into the, well, slightly over, he's fully into the cycle lane, which is a foul on a test. You can see the line underneath his car, it's just there. The reason that the line is set back to where I am and not where he is because large vehicles use this road. So if a car was coming, a bus, there you go. So you know the bus could struggle. There you go, you just made it. But that's why it's set back like that, so that it allows the bus to get round, or any large vehicles to get round. So if you see a road that's got the line way away from the lights, it's for that reason. So that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and you